So hey black women, I'm doing this video because everything sort of connected after I saw tonight what was going on in Baltimore, right? Now earlier I did a video about the accountability of parents when it comes to juvenile delinquents, so to speak, or teenagers that commit crimes, right? So now here's the thing. And after I talk and you see this news clip after I'm done speaking, I want you to think long and hard about all the propaganda and all the bullshit this society and black males on YouTube, the churches, the preachers, everybody that you can think of, any incident that has happened in the last 5 years, right, of them trying to blame the black community's dysfunction on black women, right? And all of this shit is culminating up to all of these people, including other ignorant ass, stupid fucking black women who don't have children and who are on this let's attack black women who only have black male sons, right? Or who have black sons. They want to now start holding black mothers accountable for the actions of their sons. Now, the crazy shit is when you watch this clip, right? Notice how everything is still being centered on black males. They didn't say children. They're not worrying about the daughters, because daughters are just as reckless and just as ridiculous as sons when they're out of control, right? But oh no, nobody gives a fuck about the black women and the little girls. It's, we must protect. We must always look out for the benefit of these fucking dysfunctional black males, right? Whether it be your husband, your father, your rapist granddaddy, your wayward fucking son, always look out for them, right? Now it's funny, right? They want to blame the parents, right? But here's my question. How do you blame and hold accountable all those broke, dusty motherfuckers that are absent parents who have long left the child's life, that also are 100% responsible just as much as the mother? If you want to try to hold a mother accountable, what the fuck are you going to do about them dusty motherfuckers that got like 7, 10, 20, 30 baby mamas? What you going to do about them? Because if you're going to start holding the mother's feet to the fire, you damn well better start pulling all these dirty, no count, low level, aren't about anything black males. You better pull their feet to the fire too. And you know what else you better do? You better stop trying to push these unwanted domestic violence, black femicide committing motherfuckers into our houses. Because black women, be real clear. Be real clear about this shit. That's what they trying to do. You remember a couple of months ago when that fucking disgusting looking fat, grossly ugly, fat, nasty looking dog-faced black dude on Fox News said that shit about the children are out of control, black mothers are the reason why the black community is the way it is, right? Black women we always got to be held responsible for shit when we're the only ones being responsible for the family, the community, what the fuck is going on in our neighborhoods and everything else that we have to do to make a living, to stay alive and to stay functional in this society. But now we got to be responsible for black, grown-ass fucking black men, too, who don't do the right thing and who are hazardous to our health, dangerous to our livelihoods, and who are sexually assaulting us from the first day we're born to the day we die. This shit is getting so fucking aggravating. I'm telling you, I'm calling for a fucking black woman revolt. A fucking black woman revolution. I am so tired of all this bullshit. So now they got a curfew going on in Baltimore, right? Which I don't give a fuck about a curfew. They don't even have enough cops to enforce that shit. So unless they get volunteers from the neighborhood, they're not going to be successful at doing that. Everybody knows it, okay? So here's the thing. Instead of you people doing the obvious thing that makes motherfucking sense, you do the most ridiculous shit known to man, which is trying to hold the mothers who have been doing everything they can and have to do to keep black communities the way that they are. We are not responsible for our sons, the men in these communities, and anybody else that go out there besides what the fuck we tell them to do and they commit crimes. Because you got a whole fucking society out here influencing these kids to do what the fuck they gonna do. Plus they think for themselves. And just because you their mother, nobody listens to their mother. Don't y'all know that? You got all these black women on here telling other young black women and all these guys talking about how their mothers ain't shit and don't listen to them and da-da-da-da-da, because nobody has respect for the black mother. So now why are you trying to hold black women and black mothers like me accountable for motherfuckers that have no bone in their body to do the right fucking thing? Why are we responsible for that? They not listening to what we got to tell them. They not listening to shit you got to say. And then you're going to see this shitty fucking pastor who needs to go straight to hell with some fucking gasoline drawers, okay? Talking about always trying to blame shit on the black mother. But this broke, ugly motherfucker never said nothing about having that father, whoever the fuck he may be, held accountable for all the children they put into this world. They're always giving a fucking pass when all the shit falls back and is shoveled onto the black woman. So tired of this bullshit. Really so tired of it. Black women, I'm telling you, you need to leave these black motherfuckers alone. Do not help them. Do not do shit for them. Let them fend on their own, okay? All these people, all these preachers and shit like that are trying to force these motherfuckers back into our homes when so many of us have successfully kicked these useless, demonic, violent, unnecessary motherfuckers out. Now they trying to push them back in? Okay, motherfuckers, push them back in, because when they get in, I'm leaving. How about that? And then maybe those motherfuckers could try to do something for a change. You know they won't, because they're going to fuck up anyway like they always do. But this preacher is some piece of shit. He's going to talk about black women when he don't even know what the fuck black women are doing individually. You just out here stereotyping like every other ignorant fucking black woman and man that talks about black women, and every other fucking systematically racist white motherfucker that got something to say. You create these climates, all of you do, and then you watch the shit happen. You put the battery in all these criminals' backs, and then you try to blame it on black women. Fuck all of y'all. You preachers with your fake motherfucking religious ass. You got these churches, you steal all this money, take all this money out of the black communities. You don't build housing programs. You don't build employment programs. You don't build mentoring programs. You don't do shit but take. And then think you got the right to talk about what the fuck goes on in our households. Fuck you. I hope Satan come personally to rip your fucking skin off your body and drag you to fucking hell. Oh, I can't stand these motherfuckers. You got to see this clip to believe it. And like this black woman said, she probably has done everything she can do to deal with her son. Everything. The boy was still in school, so she doing something. Now he's outside, she got to work, or she's living her life too, because she's not attached to this fucking boy by the hip. She's not responsible for him doing whatever crazy shit that pops into his mind, or that maybe some other idiotic black male, no matter the age, has also sat there and whispered to him and suggested or influenced him to do. What about that motherfucker? What about that piece of shit that continuously keeps this shit going? What about all these old fucking bastards that are on YouTube talking about how women hit the wall and they're out here being predatory towards young girls, old women, and everybody in between? These are the ones that are out here putting the batteries in the backs of these young boys. Those are the ones that are out there being the head of these gangs in these different communities, causing all these problems, continuing these problems. You want to do something about the black community? You really want to stop the crime? It's real simple. Fucking white people, ignorant ass black leaders in the black community. Take control of the fucking black male. Bing, 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 bing. Like that shit wasn't something you already knew. It's not black women out there doing this or setting this up or allowing this to happen or condoning it. It's you motherfuckers with all of your hands in the pot, stirring the pot of fucking confusion. And now when it's so out of control, because truth be told, there's no state, there's no military in this country large enough to control all the fucking people of this country. in any single community. The government knows it, and now you know it. And that is their problem. They're being faced with the situation of what we created, the monster we created, is growing out of control. We hate these black people so much. We put them in situations where we predict they're going to be fucked up. But instead of them just sitting around being fucked up and killing each other, now they're branching out. They're going out into other communities, fucking killing other people and aggravating them. And oh God, now it's a problem. When if you wasn't so fucking hateful from the beginning, and if you weren't trying to keep black people to, live in such misery and preach all this anti-fucking blackness and all this black hate, you wouldn't have these fucking problems you having today. This is a culmination and complete come together of all the fucked up shit you have done perpetually, consistently, systematically to black communities all over America. And Baltimore and Chicago, just two fucking places. You got a whole lot of other states that's going to be following right behind them motherfuckers if y'all going to start acting the way you supposed to act in this country. Put your white fucking entitlement to the side and start doing what you supposed to do. Include everybody in this so-called fucking democracy. Give real equality, real equity, and give real justice. And maybe some of the shit that's plaguing you and all of America through the crime that's coming out of these inner cities would fucking go away. You refuse to acknowledge. When you treat people like animals and they start acting like animals, you are the motherfucking problem. You are the source of the problem. But you want to keep blaming the fucking victim who becomes the offender. That's as true as it fucking gets. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. You can have a curfew. No black woman is supposed to be held responsible for what another fucking person does. She's only held responsible for what the fuck she does. Especially when you're not going to be out there trying to hold those black males that father all those children all over the fucking place responsible. How can they? Some of them have so many children and they're just so useless in general, they can't make an impact anyway. So if you can't hold them accountable, you damn sure should not be coming after black women. Because it's their influence, their symbolism, and their cultural influence in the black community or in black America, period, that creates this atmosphere for these fucking wild cowboy-like characters in our damn communities. Because this is what they preach, they promote with their gangster rap, their misogynistic rap, and everything else. It comes from them. So if you want to put a dent in the iceberg, you better start putting a dent in all the ill and wrong activities of black males, starting from that big mouth, ugly fucking preacher that's on this news clip, to the fucking drug dealer on the corner, to the gang member and everybody else of ill repute in every black community across America. That's all I gotta say. I'm totally aggravated, and this is some bullshit. Black women, I tell you what, you always running to be social justice warriors for fucking black males. You better damn sure get ready to get your boots on and attack these motherfuckers that's trying to come for us, the whole fucking country. Because I'm gonna tell you what it is. They've been sitting on here watching you talk on YouTube about how you're separating from the black male. So now they want to hold you legally responsible to this motherfucker because you say, you know what? I'm untethering myself from this piece of shit that does nothing but hold me down. And now you got all the political coons coming out to side with the white people against you to keep you in poverty and keep you locked down in fucking misery. So you better get ready for the fucking fight of your life, because it's about to come. You think I'm bullshitting, but it's about to come, because this don't make no fucking sense, okay? It makes no fucking sense. And then when you think about everything that the society and all that's going on, you got all these people in so-called control realizing that they losing control, because when black women do not comply with the barefoot and pregnant or a million fucking kids in poverty on welfare and letting some nigga beat you to death and sexually molest and murder your children, you're not living up to their expectations of you. You're doing more than what they expect of you. And now you're becoming a risk factor. So now they have to throw other shit at you to put more shit in the game to make you more dysfunctional, like this Krishan fucking character. She's the worst fucking mother figure ever. And that piece of shit boyfriend of hers who's out here making videos about pregnant women and all the disgusting shit he's talking about in his lyrics to that song. All right? All of this going on at the same time, trying to, like I told y'all before, learn the shit about dark psychology. Constantly hitting you with subliminal fucking messages of staying impoverished, staying with this dysfunctional black motherfucker that's going to end up killing you, beating you to death, sexually molesting and raping and killing your children. Stay there, stay there, stay there. This is cool. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what we want you to do. This is what we need you to do. And now that you are bucking back against that, a good number of you, to make these people come out with curfews and specifically only come after the black mother when they know it take 2 motherfucking parents to make a child, that's some bullshit. And then you see how they set shit up in steps. Initially, they kicked the shit off with that black motherfucker on Fox 5 talking about it's black women that create all of this situation in the black community with their single parent households. Yeah, because you motherfuckers ain't worth nothing in the household. You either faggots in jail, coming out and trying to upset the whole family, killing black women, sexually violating little children, and doing all other sorts of fuckery that people don't want to be bothered with when they want to just live and do what they got to do. But see, since we are the people that everybody feels supposed to eat shit and die, they don't care if we want peace in our home. They want a fucking monster living in our house, breathing fucking fire and everything else in our living room and in our living space, because that's what they feel we deserve. And when we don't want to be bothered with that shit, now they got to resort to the tactics they used to do in slavery. They gonna start making fucking laws to stop you from being a constitutionally free individual and holding you accountable for another fucking person. Ain't that a bitch? And ain't that the first of its kind of fuckery in America? Because if you want to start holding motherfuckers accountable, then you better start doing that fucking what is that shit called? The heredity of all the motherfucking slave owners that did all that horrible wicked shit to black people, and start holding every one of their fucking people alive today from their descendants. Exactly. Holding all their descendants fucking responsible for the evil, wicked shit they did to us, and throw everybody in fucking jail. You ain't gonna just come for black women. Oh no, you fucking not. Not when you motherfuckers have been doing the worst crimes committed against humanity. The worst. You got laws on the book that deal with people that don't know how to control themselves in society. If they got to go to jail, if they got to go to prison, if they got to get a PINS warrant, if they got to go to juvenile hall, if they got to go to detention, whatever, that's where they supposed to go. Nowhere in any of the laws that are written and supposed to be enforced in this country does it ever, or has it ever been about holding one particular group of women, black women only, responsible for their children and their children alone. Not the fathers, not the community, not the situations that create all this shit that have nothing to do with her. No, only her. Not white women, not Hispanic women, not Asian women, not any other women. We just want to fuck with the black women. Yeah, y'all fuck yourself with all that. Watch this goddamn clip and please be as outraged as I am with this bullshit. Make sure you give fire to your local representatives about this bullshit. You can have a curfew, but don't you dare try to come for black women solely about shit that ignorant ass young black males and black males do, period. We are not inside their motherfucking body. We are not responsible for them deciding to do ignorant shit that they know is fucking ignorant. I gotta stop talking because I'm gonna keep going crazy. Watch this video. Oh my God.
Desperately searching for a cure. Smith blames broken homes for much of the growing crime problem.
They always say everything starts in the home, which it does. But what does a home look like? You know, you never know what's going on in their home.
My son's 17 years old. You know, he's not a 5-year-old little kid, you feel me? So at the end of the day, there's only but so much I can do.
That may be true, But when you have a young person who you know is headed in the wrong direction, you ask, you seek, you demand, you get all the help you can. Whether it's an uncle, whether it's a stepfather, whether it's a grandfather, whether it's juvenile services, you get all the help you can.
Well,
Again, we want to relieve them of something that has been their sole duty.
But the very next day, the president of the police union says the city canceled off days for 20 to 30 members of the police force, posting them downtown as backup for the curfew enforcement effort. In a statement, the president of the union writes, "The depleted ranks of the BPD are already stretched to a breaking point. I guess the mayor and police commissioner want to test when the house of cards will collapse."
And this, unfortunately, is just another example of poor planning.
Attempts to find civilians willing to interact with curfew violators appears to be a tall task, too. In a high-importance alert email issued to city employees on Thursday, City Hall called it a challenge and asked for volunteers to work as late as 2 in the morning, monitoring children who break curfew. In an email to the mayor's office today, we asked if the city was able to locate enough volunteers. If not, how will the city staff those positions? And will there be hands-on training and background checks for those who volunteer to monitor children? So far, no reply. But remember this promise.
I will be reaching out directly to the union.
That was 1 week ago.
I will be reaching out directly to the union and explaining and talking to them how about this is not the case.
Tonight, the union says it's still waiting on the call. We also did ask the City Hall today about the impact this is having on police. So far yet, no reply. We're live in Fells Point tonight. Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.
Jeff, thank you. The mayor's office says the summer youth engagement strategy as a whole has a budgeted price tag of more than $1 million. Overtime for city employees could add to that price tag. Critics say the city is taking a big chance with taxpayer dollars since there's no guarantee that Baltimore's children will spend time at these connection centers. So that brings us to our question of the day. Do you believe the city is prepared to enforce the youth curfew all summer long? So far, 93% of people who voted say no. Go to foxbaltimore.com/vote to weigh in.
He had a gun because he was scared for his life. We live in Baltimore City.
Well, a stunning admission from a Baltimore mother whose 17-year-old son was shot by police, saying he needs to have a gun to protect himself. Fox 45's Keith Daniels joins us live with her concerns and why some argue she shouldn't have let her son put himself in danger. Keith?
Well, Maxine, as you can imagine, whenever a juvenile is involved in a crime, oftentimes a concerned mother is also involved. And tonight, a closer look at that parental involvement. Kiara Franklin is a Baltimore City mother, reigniting the debate this week over parent accountability when a child is accused of a crime.
Stop! 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 Put the gun down! Put the gun down!
Franklin's son, 17-year-old Makai Franklin, shot by a Baltimore police officer 3 weeks ago, now facing charges including first-degree assault, shot during a foot chase, police say, while he was holding a stolen 9mm handgun. His mother speaking out this week about the shooting, but also confronted with questions about her responsibility, her accountability.
Yeah, how am I accountable for what he has on him? That's not bad parenting. That's not the parent's fault. You know, how can you blame that on the parent?
But Reverend P.M. Smith, longtime pastor at Huber Memorial Church in Loch Raven and a former defense attorney, believes there is a level of accountability for parents when children do wrong.
You feeding, you're clothing them, and you don't know where they are. You don't know what they're bringing in the house. You don't know what they're carrying out of the house. That is a situation where parents lack accountability because they're not handling their responsibility.
As the juvenile crime rate continues to climb in Baltimore, many parents are desperately searching for a cure. Smith blames broken homes for much of the growing crime problem.
They always say everything starts in the home, which it does.
Okay, I just had to come back and add this last part in because I was thinking about it. And that preacher is really aggravating my fucking soul and triggering me. Believe me, if I could, I'd beat his ass so bad it wouldn't be funny. Like, You sitting here talking about parents and the things they need to be responsible for, just seriously stereotypically assuming that these women are not doing these things. First of all, I just want to add in that when these kids escalate to this point of crime in the streets, they are already known in school as being the asshole, right? The problem student, the class clown, etc. ACS has probably got cases on this kid. They're probably, what do you call those kids that cut school all the time? Truant. They probably have a truancy record a mile long. They're probably involved in all types of stupidity, regardless of what the mother has done to comply with programs to get these people on the straight and to make sure they have access to services to make them do the right thing. But none of that stuff works, y'all, if your child is not trying to hear that shit and does not care about themselves and does not want anything for themselves. This is what they are refusing to accept. And since black males, period, are an entirely conquered group of males, this is what they spew. This is what they emanate from their very existence. Weak, conquered, I don't have nothing, I don't want shit, I don't care how shit affects me as long as I get to fuck white women, be a fucking bum, live off of a woman, use her, and get away with all the crimes I want to commit. That's all the fuck they care about in life. They don't care about none of this shit this man is talking about. Being a good father, being a good role model as a parent. This man is talking about role models, stepfathers, boyfriends, husband, grandfathers. All them motherfuckers are normally pedophiles. They're normally all pedophiles and all domestic violence abusers. Alright? So see, this is what makes me sick about people like this preacher, because they live in the mentality of patriarchy. Always got to beat a black woman down. We got to keep a black woman down. We never going to tell the truth about just how fucking disgusting and deplorable a black male is. But we're going to keep trying to say we need him in the household. Yeah, you need them in the household because you want to keep them fucking bums off the street corner and out of your communities where you got to deal with them. So you like how a lot of these women on here talk about, you're like the mother that wants to get rid of her son that lives in the basement, that's holding her down. You want to take these bums that just come out of jail, bums that been literally living on the street, commit crimes, sell drugs, trafficking little girls and everything else. You want now for laws to be passed to mandate that those pieces of shit have to literally go into black women's homes. Black women who have gone to school, got their education, whatever level it is, work hard, pay taxes, vote on a regular, and are law-abiding citizens. You want those black women to take fucking criminals in their house so that they could be further subject to black femicide that you motherfuckers don't address in your whack-ass, fake, oh my God, hypocritical, misogynistic fucking black churches where you putting your own hand up some little girl's fucking skirt and bending some little boy over the pew. Nobody's trying to hear the shit you talking about, because most of the stuff you talking about don't deal in the reality of what goes on in the lives of black women dealing with these dysfunctional, delinquent, domestic violence, killing of black women and little girls, black males. We don't want them motherfuckers in our house. We don't want them no fucking where near us. And as a result of their complete lack of manhood, complete lack of humanity, and wanting to be something in this society, this is the results you get. All these wannabe fucking little teenage losers on the way to being grown male losers. That's not black women's fault. It's not. I really can't stand that preacher and any of these black males running around here trying to just constantly solicit propaganda for the single mother headed household as being a problem in the black community, when they know it is about the complete weakness of the black male. He is a conquered motherfucker in his mind, putting him into a household with a woman who does what she's supposed to do, and who, with children who are constantly giving misinformation from social media, regular media on television or broadcast media, the environment they live in, all of that is a recipe for fucking disaster. And if you think you're going to keep killing us black women and we're going to keep letting you do it, you are fucking crazy. You could take them broke ass bum black males and their fucked up sons that want to kill, shoot, and run around the city like they crazy and warehouse those motherfuckers in jail for all we black women with sense care, okay? Because you're not going to have them taking our lives and sexually abusing our little girls all because you want somewhere for this black male to have a place to live and to lay on the couch, brutalize black women in their homes, and sexually violate little girls. Fuck you, we're not going. Fuck you, preacher man from Baltimore, we not going. And I hope Satan come get you personally. It is some serious bullshit. They don't know how to be men. And you wanna, this preacher man, right? He wants to try to convince the world that it's black women's fault, that black men don't know how to stand up with their back straight, and that they always living in this world on their knees. Think about it, black women. They always complaining. You can find 100,000 videos on YouTube complaining about child support. They always yelling and crying about any little bare minimum thing they have to do as a responsible parent. And here you got this goddamn preacher man talking about how it's our fault that things are the way they are with these black males. I mean, he's really not paying attention. It is the majority of black males, whether they really grown, like 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, 60-something, that's out here committing crimes all over this country. And now you got these little idiots following them, okay? And all they do is complain. To go back to the child support thing, that little $50 they think they give a month, they think $50 because they're so delusional and don't know what it is to be responsible for a household or to take care of children or to be an adult parent with an adult appropriate age act in mind. They think $50 pays car insurance, the rent, all the utilities, all of the things you need to take care of the child, including clothing, school supplies, shoes, personal items, travel expenses, sports intention or inclusion, in addition to everything else you got to do with that child. If the kid needs a haircut, they need to do something for something at school, they want to go on a trip, they want to buy something that all the rest of the kids got. They really think that little $50 fucking stretches to take care of all the aspects of that child's life. And these are the people, these ridiculous, not prepared, ready for adulthood, let alone parenthood, people like this preacher man, who's probably a weirdo himself if you really knew him personally, intricately the way you should. He's probably a weirdo too, just like these dudes. Because you ever notice, they always scream for the ones that they can identify. Think about it. When Kevin Samuels died and the black women were like, yes, we're glad this piece of shit is out of here, rest in piss with the devil, right? They came out, and instead of them doing the right thing, which is to say, yes, this black male was very problematic. He was very divisive in the black community. He created a climate and a culture that has led to many incidents of black femicide, and we find him deplorable. We find what he stood for deplorable, and we're glad he's gone, but what we don't want to do is bring more attention to him in death. They didn't say anything like that. In turn, they tried to chastise black women and try to make this motherfucker a martyr, like he actually was doing something positive, when in fact he was adding to the degeneracy of these black males that are acting the way they act today, and the reason why so many black women and little girls were ended by the way of black femicide, and the reason why a lot of these teenage kids act the way they fucking do with all of this crime running and don't know how to do anything with their lives, because he has given them a false sense of self-confidence where they think they are a high value man. So therefore they feel like they're above the law, they're above the rules, They're above civility. They're above basic humanity. They think they're gods among the rest of us when they're fucking human trash. Completely. And I'm just totally outraged that people would actually go along with trying to hold black women solely as mothers of black sons responsible for black males who go rogue. That shit is incredible. And for any black woman that doesn't understand that, fuck you too. And I hope that the very woman that you talking so much shit about in regards to how she should be able to control her son, you automatically get placed in her shoes. So you see what the fuck it's like. See what it's like so you can shut your goddamn mouth. Because this is just like a fucking Salem witch hunt for black women. Like, everybody's coming at us. And this is why I was telling you the other day, black women, you better unite. You better come together. You better get a solidarity, form that symbolism, form that wedge, because you got a lot of shit to fight against. And if you don't stand up and do the right thing, you see how we have traitors from the inside. We got black women who are so insensitive, so hateful, and hating on other black women that they would like to see us fucking crucified for another motherfucker's actions that we don't have no fucking control over. They would like to see us skinned alive damn near, all because they trying to make a point at our fucking expense. And I keep telling you, black women, separate yourself from these black males and all these black, and now I'm telling you, and from all these black women that align themselves with white men and have problem with everyday black women trying to live their lives, doing the best they fucking can off the money they got, and dealing with all this shit that's coming at them 360 degrees every fucking day. We are not Superwoman, Wonder Woman, or Captain America. We can only take care of ourselves, try to instill morality and values into individuals who are responsible for their own motherfucking actions. If any of you women, like this ignorant bitch that was on the goddamn video talking about, oh, it starts in the home. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And there are laws for shit that goes on in the home. It's called the criminal procedure law, right? And every state has one. So whatever it is that is going on in that home, there are laws already on the books to address that. But it's just because lately, because black women have been centering themselves and they've been taking off the cape and they're trying not to be social justice warriors for black males, now this is our payment. This is how people showed their appreciation for all of the black women that died before and the ones that die currently. All because people want us to say, fuck ourselves, but we got to care about black males only. We not worth shit. We're not human. We have no value in this world if we're not kissing the fucking ass and sucking the dick of some black male. I'm so tired of this shit. So tired. So tired. But see, this is important, black women. You need, remember I told y'all about needing to speak up? This is one of them times. And do not be one of them asshole women that think that because it doesn't affect you, it doesn't concern you. Because let me tell you something. That's like the fucking cat going to dog school. And eventually those dogs are going to remind you, no, motherfucker, you still a cat. And the chase is fucking on right about now. So don't do that shit. It's those Baltimore women today they fucking with to try to establish new laws and rules to fuck with black women and come after us legally. Tomorrow to be New York, California, and the rest of the fucking country in no time. If you let them get away with that bullshit they're proposing in Baltimore. Wake the fuck up. It's all for one and all how's it go? One for all and all for one, right? I forgot my Musketeers saying, right? This is not a game. They do not want us to be free. These fucking people have us enslaved all over again. They got us enslaved to the slums of our communities, enslaved to the impoverishment of our lack of ability to get jobs, the collective of us, where we could make the money so we escape the ghetto. They have us enslaved to These ignorant fucking niggas that we trying to get away from. They have us enslaved to everything. And we're trying to break away from this shit with every ounce of our soul. And these motherfuckers just keep trying to drag us down every time we turn around. Fighting unfairly too. Because see, they trying to write laws about this shit. And we're the women that have the ability to knock these fucking laws down. Where are the people championing for us? Where are the people who are honestly looking at the situation and going to be the fucking truth tellers of this story? They're nowhere to be fucking found. Because like I told you the other day, we don't have no allies in this world. Not even women that look like us that are in positions to do the job, because they too busy trying to take care of those same black males that are trying to do us the fuck in. So this is why you collectively as black women, every one of us on the ground, has to stand up and start rallying. Start social justice worrying for ourselves before they fucking consume us all. And they don't have no problem killing us all. You know that. They tell you how much they hate you and how much they hate us every day on YouTube, TikTok, and every other social media. So it would be no surprise if they all got together to write legislation to kill black women, because they're allowing them to kill us every day, every 4 hours of the day as it is now. Nobody's blinking an eye. Nobody gives a fuck. And the sad part about it is black women not even yelling about it loud enough. So if you let this shit in Baltimore go down the way that they're trying to do it, the rest of us are up for grabs next. And then you have a choice to make. I don't know if you're going to jump out the window, slit your wrist, or jump off the bridge. But I know what? It does not make sense for black women to be living and dealing in situations where we have no voice, no say, no acknowledgement, and no fucking respect for all the hard work that we do in this fucking society. This is straight up bullshit at its finest. I really mean that. And with that, I'm going to finally say goodnight. Y'all think about all the things I've said, because I'm just so tired of, oh my God, I cannot stand the sight of black males these days. I just fucking hate them so much. Good night.